The Monster Hunter series is notorious for not having the greatest tutorials. So naturally, when I started playing this game on the trial version for the 3DS, I decided to pick up the Charge Blade. Seemed easy enough at the time. I would then go on to not play a Monster Hunter game for years as a result of my experience. So here I am today to act as your guide that I wish I had all those years ago. I've played thousands of hours of Monster Hunter. Let me give you some advice.
Wow, that was just like the title and thumbnail, wow.
So what I'm going to do in this video is rattle through all my main talking points, delivering essential information direct into your head. Once I've run out of things to say, we'll go through and do a play-by-play of a normal hunt, and I'll apply the advice as I go. I can almost guarantee that most of your cards are a result of just not being patient. You'll find yourself getting stunned and thrown about if you just attack the monster whenever you can. You gotta play it safe. You gotta pace around the monster, wait for a window of opportunity. Land a few attacks, get a few staggers in here and there. That's how you start hunting properly. Depending on your weapon, you'll probably find that you're a lot faster than you actually think, and can usually just walk around most attacks. Some of the heavier weapons can't do this, but in that case you just sheath and walk around instead. Keep in mind your evasive techniques, the Superman dive, regular dodge rolls, and walking away. It really can be that easy. The other half of being patient is being patient enough to learn every single window for every single monster, which you have to do to enjoy this game. A great example of this is the Tigrex hunt. If you just walk around Tigrex's big charges while he's red and enraged, you'll find that he wears himself out pretty quick, and once he's done that, massive windows open up, and he's the easiest hunt in the game. That being said, it's not like you can always rely on these exhaustion points, so you do have to learn some trickier windows even while the monsters are mad. But if this all sounds like a little bit too much for you, just pick up the longsword, you'll be right.
Noob.
Did you know? Defensive utility skills. Kinda useful. They're just as important as attack related skills really. So let's make sure we're slotting some of them in, yeah? Sure, you can go without, but have you played with speed eating level 3 before? Oh my god, it is so hard to hunt without the sheer amount of comfort this ability offers. Skills like elemental resistances, evasion skills, free meal, quick sheath, and guarding skills can all have a similar effect. But you have to pick and choose very carefully, as you gotta balance utility and offense. Unless your goal is to sponge hits for 40 minutes and lose the clock. Which is fine, you do you. My personal recommendations all fall under the free meal and quick eating skills. They're just so amazing, you'll never lose. You never lose again. Quick and easy, on to the next one. Old school hunters may say you don't need to be prepared anymore because you can access your tent mid-hunt. Which is true, but what I'm referring to is being prepared in all aspects. I'm talking gathering, item preparation, stacking the botanical harvest in the canteen, completing all optional quests, and assuring your armor is properly leveled up. That kind of preparation. Basically, if you want to do better, be as much of a completionist as possible. My best advice is to always have a gathering set ready to go as soon as possible. Do designated gathering expeditions and stack the fuck out of items and research points. Make sure you have variable item presets for different hunts, weapons, and situations. Interact with NPCs in order to receive more optionals, and then complete said optionals to deliver all items you possibly can at the resource center. This will lead to a full canteen and an upgraded botanical research, which you need to be harvesting, always harvesting. Fertilize using soft soil in order to maintain higher yields. If you don't have soft soil, then finish the optionals. I've been over this already. Fuck's sake. Finally, if you feel like you're being killed a little too easily, upgrade that armor. Not even just with armor spheres, but make sure you're making new armor as you progress. Only once you've followed all these steps will I allow you to even step foot out there to hunt a monster. Now, if after all these tips, you're still finding yourself beating your head against a Barroth, there is one final solution you can apply to your hunts. In a dire moment of need, you can fire off an SOS flare, and I will be there. I will rip any monster limb from limb with my bare teeth. To prove this fact, I've hunted this savage Devil Johnson, and I'll break down my thought process throughout the hunt for you. So, let's have a look then, shall we? Picking up some stones, I ready myself for a wallbang to begin the hunt. Starting off with a wallbang's always a good idea. Guaranteed knockdown, sometimes with the hammer it leads into a guaranteed stun too, but unfortunately I do whiff a little bit. Backtracking to avoid the tail swipe, I know that he goes for a second one, so I space myself for a level 3 charged attack. I go in for the big bang combo, but this wiggly bitch managed to dodge it, so that's unfortunate for me. I guess I'll go fuck myself. Now, as a hammer user, I'm on a one-track thought line. I see ledge, I see monster near ledge, I become aeroplane. This leads to Deviljho getting staggered for an easy follow-up. Fortunately for me here, Deviljho uses the same attack 3 times in a row, and I'm able to get a small little stagger off of that. And another one. Now this attack here I do only manage to dodge because I have a evade window, but it's a good example of why you should always be backtracking more. Wouldn't have even been worried if I'd walked away just a little bit quicker. This leads me to getting a small stagger into a KO for a big bang combo. This time, I don't whiff it. Oh yeah! Now this particular attack on Deviljho, if you see him do it as a result of you attacking him, hit him again afterwards, it seems to always lead to either a half knockdown or a full knockdown. Here you'll see I get the full knockdown in a very cinematic show of why this is the biggest bitch on the planet. And I probably shouldn't have said that because I whiff another big bang combo, but we don't worry about that. But it really doesn't matter because I get 4 stuns in a row. This is a great example of the biggest skill you can have in the game, having a really strong build. Now here, I actually fuck up a mount, which is something I haven't done since I started playing the game, but it doesn't really matter because I space out an attack and then I get a big stagger into the follow-up attack, into the stagger again, which leads me to do a small combo, which leads into another KO, and then we witness the demise of Devil Johnson. So what did we learn here today? I forgot. Goodbye.